Good morning students. Welcome to science class. Last class we have discussed about epithelial connective tissue and we also studied the different types of the epithelial connective tissue. Just let me brief out and then we will move to the present topic. When it's coming to the epithelial connective tissue, this is an outermost connective tissue and it covers all the inner parts, and where it is present means it is located in all the cavities of the internal organs. Okay, and we discussed about epithelial tissue is divided into many types. Okay, when all the epithelial cells are arranged in the single row, and we'll term it as an squamous epithelial, simple squamous epithelial tissue. Mostly these tissues are the flat. Okay, and whereas when the epithelial cells are arranged in the many layers, and then we'll call it as stratified epithelial tissue. And we also discussed the location of these cells and what are the functions, and when you practice the event diagram too. Okay, and epithelial tissue further divided into two more. The types, first one is the simple squamous epithelial tissue, and the second type is cuboidal epithelial tissues, and the third one is columnar epithelial tissue. Okay, once again the columnar epithelial tissue has divided into one more that is called as a ciliated columnar epithelial tissue, and that tissue is located in respiratory tract and it pushes the mucus in the forward directions. Okay, and we also learned that the cuboidal epithelial tissue, and main function of these both the tissues, it helps in the absorptions and the secretions. Sometimes cuboidal epithelial tissue has inverted folds, and that tissue is called as a glandular epithelial tissue. Okay, yes, almost all these different types of the epithelial tissues function is it helps in the secretions and it helps in the absorptions, and it covers the internal cavities of the body parts, and it encourages the smooth functioning of the body. Okay, the second type of tissue what we are going to study in today is an connective tissue. In name itself it is given. The connective tissue is it connects the different parts. There are parts like this, muscle to the bone, bone in between the bones. Okay, it's like that it connects the different parts, as well as it encodes the body, and it gives support to the body, and it gives framework to the body, and it gives elasticity to the body, and like that connective tissue play many roles. According to the location, according to the function, connective tissue further classified into different groups. Okay, what is the main function of this connective tissue means? It helps in packing. See, it helps in the binding the tissues, and it supports the tissue, and it also helps in a packing tissue. Okay, packing. So that is the reason it plays a vital role to carry out the many functions. Okay, yes. So according to the function, according to the location, and connective tissue further classified into the two types. There are solid connective tissue and liquid connective tissue. Usually what this connective tissue, the cells how they will be present in the connective tissue means connective tissue has the living cells. All the cells which are present in different types of the connective tissue, they have the living type of cells, and mostly all the cells they are loosely packed. They are widely distributed inside that particular area inside the cytoplasm. Okay, they have living cells and they have loosely spaced cells, and we can also say that they are less in number. Of course, even though they are less in number, their role, their function, it will be the great. Okay, yes. Then connective tissue is further classified into two groups. What are the two groups means? First one is a solid connective tissue, and the second type is a liquid connective tissue. Okay, yes. Whereas coming to the solid connective tissue, solid connective tissue is further divided into around 6 types. Okay, what are that particular tissues, and what type of cells are present in that tissue, and what is the function of this particular tissue, where they are located, that we are going to study in this particular class. Okay, yes, let me brief out once again the introductory part of the connective tissue. Connective tissue is an packing tissue. It is also called as supporting tissue, and it is also called as binding tissue. When you understand, when you are learning about all these points, why this given this particular names, it will be clear for you. Okay, yes. Main function of the connective tissue is it gives the shape or it anchors the body. It connects and it anchors the body. Okay, and it has, the cells are living cells. All the cells are living cells, and they have loosely spaced. In between the cells, there is the great intracellular spaces. That's the reason we say that they are loosely spaced. Okay, yes, and all these cells are less in number. According to the function, according to the location, further divided into two groups. One is a solid connective tissue, second one is a liquid connective tissue. Solid connective tissue further divided into 6 types. And what are all these 6 types of connective tissue, and what are the cells that we are going to study now? The first type of connective tissue is called as areolar connective tissue. When we have to study once again detail, that time I will show the pics for you. The cells which are present in an areolar connective tissue, we will say the cells are called as fibroblast. Okay, the cell is just like as star-shaped cells will be present like this, we can see, and this we will call it as a fibroblast cells, we can say. Okay, next one, bone. It is a hard type of tissue, very hard tissue. The cells which are present in bone are called as osteocytes. Just if you go for the cross section of the bone, and we can see the structure of cells like this, osteocytes. Okay, yes. Next one, cartilage. Cartilage, the tissue is having the cells called as chondrocytes. The cells are chondrocytes. Mostly they are round. They are round, widely spaced inside the tissue. Okay. The third type of cell is cartilage. The cells which are present in the cartilage are chondrocyte. Okay. Yes. Fourth one is an adipose tissue, and this is nothing but we will call it as a fat tissue, and the cells are called as an adipocytes. Okay, yes. The next one, our last two, the 5 and 6, we will call it as a dense connective tissue also, we can say. Okay, it's coming to this dense connective tissues, and further they are classified like as a 2. They are called as, one is tendon and another one is ligaments. Okay, the cells which are there in the tendons are called as tendinocytes. Okay, then whereas coming to the ligament has a protein. That protein we'll call it as a collagen, and it will be then elastic in nature. Okay, children, these are the 6 types of what is called as a solid connective tissue. Now we have to study all these tissues were again detailed. What are the cells, where they present, what is its function. Okay, let me explain once again that there are 6 types of connective tissue. First one is an areolar tissue, cells are fibroblast. Second is a bone tissue, and we can say that the cells are osteocytes. And third is a cartilage tissue, the cells are chondrocytes. Fourth one is an adipose tissue, the cells are called adipocytes. And the last 2, tendon and ligaments, come under the dense connective tissue, and the cells are called as tendinocytes, and in the ligament there is a protein that is called as collagen. Is it clear, children? Yes. So the next one is about liquid connective tissue. Under the liquid connective tissue, we have to study about the blood. Okay, yes. How you study about the blood? You know that blood is a fluid connective tissue. Okay, just you can take a pin and press your thumb, and then just we get a droplet of the blood and just place it on the slide, and you wait some time and it will get clot. Otherwise, we can also do like this. Take an test tube and collect the blood and just leave it like that, and then what will happen means liquid, the yellow color, alkaline color layer, it will be float on the test tube. We can say like this. Just take a test tube. Okay, and collect the blood and just leave it like this. Okay, upper layer it will call it as a plasma. The liquid it will be float on the upper layer is called as a plasma. The down we can see the clotted portion, we can see. Take that particular clot, observe, keep it on the slide, Okay, children, observe under the microscope. Okay, when we observe under the microscope, study about the different cells, study about the blood, it come called as an hematology. Okay, the study of blood is known as an hematology. The cells which are present in the blood, we can study like this. They'll take a clot and observe under the microscope, and then we can see 3 different types of the cells. Is it clear, children? Collect the blood and keep it in the test tube. If you go to the blood banks, just when we have the field trips, we'll do that. When you visit the blood bank, they'll take the blood from our hand, and then they'll do the experiment. We can also do in the school also in the lab. Okay, yes, we can take that particular droplet if you observe under the cell, and we can see different types of the cells. First one is the RBC, or we can also call it as a red blood cells, and the scientific name of the red blood cell is erythrocytes. RBC, the full form of an RBC is a red blood cell, and the scientific name is an erythrocyte. And the second one is WBC. The full form is white blood corpuscles, and we can also say that leukocytes. And the third one is the platelets. They're called as thrombocytes, and they are useful for the clotting of the blood whenever the injuries occur. Okay, yes, these are the different the types of the blood cells which are present in our body. Okay, we are going to study about all the cells. Okay, today class we learn all these things. What are the solid type of the connective tissues, and what are the liquid type of the connective tissue. Is it clear, children? Yes. The first type of tissue is areolar tissue. Okay, yes. Areolar tissue, the main function of this areolar tissue is it helps in packing tissue. Whenever the injuries occurs, whenever the damage occurs, just like as a parenchyma, how it will be takes place in the plants. The parenchymatic tissue is also a packing tissue. Whenever the injuries occurs in the plant and all, this particular tissue accumulates there and it seals that particular gap. Exactly the same thing it will be carried out by this particular tissue in human beings and animals, and that tissue will call it as what? Areolar tissue. So areolar tissue is the packing tissue, we can say that. Okay, yes. What are the cells present in this areolar tissue means? Because the cells will call it as a fibroblast. The cells are fibroblast. Okay, yes. The next point we can say that the intercellular spaces they're loosely packed up. Actually, where they're present means in between the skin and muscles. Let me show that picture, you will get an idea now. In between the skin and the muscles, and we'll see this areolar connective tissue. Okay, yes. So the next one we can say, yes, where it will be present between the skin and the muscles, I said, and around and also around. See, children. Yes. So if you observe this particular tissue, we'll say this is an areolar tissue. So in the areolar tissue, different types of the parts we are seeing. There is a macrophage, and I already said the cells which are present in the areolar tissue are called as the fibroblast cells, and there is a protein in between the cell to cell. That particular protein we'll call it as collagen. The protein, it will be present in the form of collagen fibers. Okay, and we can also see the mast cells, macrophage cells, mast cells, and then fibroblast cells. 3 cells, 3 different types of cells we are seeing in an areolar connective tissue. Okay, what are the 3 means? First one is what? Macrophage cells, and the second one is what? Mast cells, and the third one is what? Fibroblast cells. Okay, children, look this particular the picture. Then we can have to draw this particular the diagram also. It's there in your textbook. Please go through this. Okay, yes. So that is about an areolar tissue. Areolar tissue is present. It is present between skin and muscles, and not only that, it's also present around the blood vessels, around nerves, and also in the bone marrow region also. This areolar tissue will be present. The main function of this areolar tissue is it also helps in packing during the time of the damages, to seals that particular the damage. Okay, and we can also say that it also supports all the internal organs. It supports the internal organs. See, this I said that it helps in repair the tissue. How it helps in the repair the tissue? By sealing up. Whenever there is a damage and it accumulates and it seals that particular gap, that's the reason it's called as an packing tissue. Is it clear, children? It is present in between skin and muscle, around the blood vessels, nerve cell, and also we can say in the bone marrow region. It is also called as a repair tissue. It repairs the tissues whenever there is a necessity. And then it is also called as it gives an internal support to the internal organs. Moreover, all these things, the cells which are present in the areolar tissue is fibroblast cells. Along with that, we can also say that there are mast cells, and also we can say that macrophage cells we can say. Okay, is it clear, children? That is about areolar tissue. Let me explain about the second tissue, and the second tissue is called as a bone tissue. Okay, mostly how many bones are present in our body? You all know that the skeletal system contains around the 206 the bones are present in our body. Actually, what is the main function of these bones? And it anchors, otherwise it gives the framework. It gives the framework to the body. It gives the framework to the body, and it supports the body. Okay, yes. So now the main cells, if you go for the cross section of the bone, the main cells which are present in the bone are called as an osteocytes. Okay, where all these cells are present, means when you take the cross section, and we can see those cells. Okay, inside the bone there is a matrix. The tissue is called as a bone marrow. Bone marrow is a site where the production of the red blood cells takes place. That is, as an RBC is also called as an erythrocytes, and this particular production or the process will call it as an erythropoiesis. Continuous production of the red blood cells takes place in the bone marrow region. As you all know that the lifespan of the blood cells is only 120 days. After that, they will be disappear or they disintegrate again. They will be produced. They are formed again with the help of the mitosis, and that particular process it will be occur in the bone region as it's an heart tissue. Okay, it gives the framework and it supports the body, and it also anchors the muscles, and we can also say that it's a strong and a non-flexible tissue. What is the meaning of this strong and non-flexible tissue? Means we does not bend. It's a very hard, because it's made up of then calcium salts and then phosphate salts. Okay, yes. Now, not only that, all these cells, osteocyte cells, are embedded inside the bone tissue. See, if you look the picture cross section, if you have an observe, then we can see how this particular the cells are arranged. When you go for this cross section of the bone, we can see the circular framework. Okay, children, see that we can see circular, the ring-like structures we are seeing, and we can see that there is a black, the structures we are seeing that they are called as canaliculi, we can say. Okay, just if you let me draw this particular diagram, and we can see circular, the circular concentric rings. This is the first, second, like this concentric ring shaped structures we can see. Okay, and all these concentric rings, they have the cells like this each ring has the cells, osteocyte cells inside, and we can see the binded ring-like structures, we will call it as an canaliculi. See, there is a central canal, it is there, osteocytes within the lacuna. This is called as the lacuna, we can say that, canaliculi. Okay, yes. So, these cells helpful for the production of this, what you can say, the red blood corpuscles, that's only called as an erythropoiesis, we can say. It's an hard tissue and it is a non-flexible tissue, children. Is it clear? Yes. So that is about the bone, and let me explain about the next tissue that is called as an cartilage. The third type of tissue is cartilage. Okay, when you come to this cartilage, it is a flexible tissue. Cartilage is flexible. There is a short note in between the bone and a cartilage. Just now I said the bone is a hard tissue. So, and we can say that, and cartilage is a smooth tissue. Okay, yes, bone is a non-flexible tissue. We cannot bend it. But cartilage is a flexible tissue. Easily it bends. Okay, yes. Where this cartilage is present? Where it is present means it is present in the tips of nose. Okay, see, if you see your tip of the nose, it will be a little bit smooth. It is not a bone, it is a cartilage. Okay, and in the same way, and this tissue is also present in an external ear. We can also say that is an ear pinna. See, if you see your external ears, and we can fold it, you can easily fold it. And that's what I said, bone we cannot, as it's a non-flexible tissue. Whereas coming to the cartilage, it is a flexible tissue and easily we can fold it. Okay, not only that, and this tissue is also present in the trachea region. Trachea has windpipe. Trachea is also called as a windpipe. Windpipe is made up of with the concentric C-shaped rings. Those rings are made up of with the cartilage. Okay, yes. Not only that, we can say that this tissue is also present in the ends of the rib cage. Okay, we know that rib cage is also called as the chest cavity. The ends of the chest cavity is joined with this ribs, this smooth cartilage tissue. Okay, children? Yes. Next one. The cells which are present in the cartilage is chondrocytes. Mostly these cells are round in nature. The cells are round in nature and we can say that they are loosely spaced. Okay, yes. This one, see the picture of this, the cartilage tissue. Okay, yes, where this cartilage tissue is present, children? It is present at the tip of the nose, trachea, and also in the edges of the rib cage. Okay, it is a flexible tissue. Okay, have a look here, children. Yes, see how this cartilage cells are there. Okay, they are round. They are round, and all the cells are there. They're loosely, they're packed up, and the cell will call it as an chondrocytes. Did you observe this one? There is a perichondrium lacunizer inside the matrix. This chondrocyte cells, it will be present. Okay, the cartilage has the type of cells, we'll call it as an chondrocytes, and this the particular tissue will call it as an flexible tissue, we can say. Okay, yes, that's it. The fourth type of tissue is adipose tissue. The fourth one is adipose. Whereas coming to the adipose, the cells which are present in an adipose tissue is adipocytes. Adipocytes. Okay, yes. You all know that where the fat is present in our body, obviously it is beneath the skin. Okay, it is present beneath the skin. Okay, what is its main function of this fat is it acts like as an insulator. Okay, the fat acts like as an insulator. Generally, we used to do that during winter season. What we will do? You will rub your hands like this. During winters, you will rub your hand like this and we will keep like this. So, we will get a little bit heat and the warmth. With that particular activity, you can know that the fat, it will be acting like as an producing the energy in the form of the heat. It does not allow otherwise. It does not allow the heat to go out. That is the meaning of the insulators. Okay, yes. The cells which are present in this adipose are called as adipocytes. The cells are adipocytes. Okay, yes, that is enough. These cells, sorry, we written already this point. The cells are adipocytes, is present within the skin, and it will be acts like an insulators, and it helpful to generate. These cells are help to generate energy. Okay, yes, and we can say that energy, or we can also say that in the body this particular cells are present in the form of the fat. Okay, yes, exactly, just like as the similar in picture, we can say that their cells are also mostly round in shape, and we can say that intercellular spaces are more. Yes, see that adipose tissue, all the small fat droplets, they will be formed like as in the bigger one, they are the round in shape, and there is an intercellular spaces, and each cell is covered by the cell membrane. What is the meaning of the cell membrane? It's also called a semi-permeable membrane, as it allows certain particles to be passed through it, and we can say that there will be the nucleus, and the cells are called as an adipocytes. Okay, yes. So the next tissue is fifth and sixth tissues. I said they are dense. The dense connective tissue. The dense connective tissue is further classified into two. One is tendons, and the second one is ligament. Tendon and the ligaments. Where these tendons are present, the tendon is present in between in between the muscle to bone. We can say like this: in between muscle cells are attached to the bone. Muscles to bone, we can say. The cells which are present at tendon are called as tendinocytes. Tendinocytes. Okay, yes, usually, and these cells are elastic in nature. Okay, and they are strong. They are elastic, and they are the strong the tissues, we can say that. Let's come into this picture of this the tendons. Not we can say yes. See here, children. These are the 1 minute. Yes, this is an tendons. Okay, how this tendon it will be present means it will be present muscle to the bone. Okay, yes, there are. We can also say this another tissue. If you see, picture is there. Let me show. This is clear. Yes, see, this particular picture is clear. If you see, this particular thing is called, these are called as tendons. So all these tendons are attached to bone with the muscles are attached to the bone with the help of the tendon.